Hey everybody, welcome to yoga. Thanks for joining today. We have a beautiful outdoors class today. Um, Bees flying by, birds chirping. Come on down to your mat and have your chair at one end of the mat with all four corners of the chair legs, all four legs on the mat. And then also you can have a blanket with you and you're going to come on down and your blanket can be at the top of the mat for a pillow. And then you're going to scooch down and bring your legs over to the side of the chair and bring your hips as close to the chair as you can get them. And then see if you can swing your legs up onto the chair and keep sliding your hips down. And then lowering yourself all the way down. Your blanket comes down under your head if you'd like a pillow. And your knees are above your hips. Laying with your legs weightless above you, your spine flat on the ground, relaxing, maybe sliding the shoulders down the back a little bit, palms up, letting the eyes rest on one point towards the forehead center. If this is at all uncomfortable, feel free to slide away from the chair and just rest with your legs flat on the ground. Observe the rise and fall of the belly with the breath. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. You can continue the breath in and out through the nose. Relax the jaw, the eyes, the face. If you'd like to, you can lift your hips up and maybe slide them down a half an inch just to find a little more length. Readjust your shoulders beneath you. If you're indoors, just imagining the sun shining down, soaking it up into your body. Feel as if your spine and arms are just spreading wider on the floor. Taking up more space beneath you. See if you can draw the breath further down into the belly, expanding the belly with each inhale and each exhale. Moving the breath deeper into the body. You can bring one hand on the heart and one hand on the low belly. If you would like to set an intention for your practice, you can do so now. An intention is just an idea that will carry you through your practice. If you get restless minded, sometimes it's good to anchor into some purpose for your practice. So sometimes my intention is just as simple as to breathe, to be in the breath, or to relax. Sometimes it can be a bit more complex, like to cultivate joy, to let go of worry. So if you find yourself during the practice forgetting your intention, whatever it is, you find yourself worrying, or you think to yourself, am I breathing? It's something you can just kind of carry through as an anchor. Bring both hands over your heart as you're laying there on the ground and holding that intention in your heart space. We'll share the sound of Om, taking an inhale. Slowly turn onto one side, taking your feet off of the chair and curling up, pressing your way into a seated position, and then taking your blanket off to the side and slowly coming around. And keep your chair where it is. You'll just kind of scooch to the back of your mat. Bring your hands beneath your shoulders in tabletop position and your knees underneath the hips. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin, cow pose. Exhale, round the spine for cat. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin, spread the collarbones wide. Exhale and round. Inhale, opening the front of the body. Draw the wrists towards the knees to stretch the belly. Exhale, press into your fingertips to round the upper back, round the spine. Inhale, lower the belly, lift the chin. Exhale and round. Coming back to your neutral tabletop position. Start to circle the rib cage around, reaching the rib cage as far around as you can. Maybe bending the elbows as you lower. You can be as big with this movement or as small as you need to be. Just continue maybe turning the fingers slightly in for this, but continue just following the breath. And then change directions in the spine. And then we'll come to neutral. Make sure your toes are on the mat. Your feet are on the mat. Hands under the shoulders. And we're just going to walk back into ragdoll. If you like downward facing dog, you can Spend a few breaths there. So slowly lift the knees up. You can widen the feet, walk the feet a little closer to the hands, and then start to walk the hands a little closer to the feet, or stay in your down dog for a few breaths. If you're in ragdoll, bend the knees, grab opposite elbow with opposite hand, and shake the head. Relax the neck, relax the jaw. If you're in ragdoll, you can bend one knee and the other to let the whole spine sway side to side, very slowly and gently. If you're in downward facing dog, you can walk back to ragdoll. Coming to neutral in your ragdoll, release your arms, draw the belly in as you round your way up. Head and shoulders stay heavy, coming all the way up. Head, shoulders, gaze comes up last. Bring your feet a little closer together, standing in mountain pose at the back of your mat. Rock back and forth on your feet just to find the stability of the four corners of your feet in the ground. Reach down through the base of the big toe, the base of the heel, the base of the pinky toe, the inner and outer heel. Really reach down through your feet. As you reach down through your feet, feel the muscles of your legs activating, drawing the kneecaps up, feeling the strength of your legs, really connecting down into the earth. And then feeling into your Mula Bandha, lifting through the pelvic floor, feeling the low belly slightly engage as you do that. Lifting through the legs as well as rooting down through the feet. And you start to engage the middle of your abdomen, Uddiyana Bandha, feeling the back of your rib cage lifting and the front of your rib cage kind of pulling in as your abdominal muscles engage. So continuing this awareness from your feet up through your abdominal muscles, everything is strong. And then coming up to the third bandha in the neck, Jalandhara Bandha, the back of your neck lengthens. You reach up through the crown of the head and the front of your neck, and it draws the chin inwards. So now you feel your entire body active and activated with all of your bandhas from your feet through the crown of your head active, fingers spread wide. Close your eyes and breathe. Notice what it feels like in your body to have this power. Notice if you can draw your intention, draw your attention to your intention. And just feel the energy of your body open to whatever intention you set. Inhale, reaching the arms up high. Look up. If it's okay on your neck, reach up through the fingertips and reach it down through the feet. Stretch your entire physical body as much as you can, up and down. And then bend the knees, open the arms out to the side, sweep down to the floor, let the fingertips sweep the mat. And inhale, lift the chest forward, straighten the legs slightly, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, and let your arms hug the back of the legs, chin to chest, forehead to knees. Inhale, lengthen the spine, straighten the legs. Find all three bandhas active here. Exhale, bend the knees, hug the legs. One more time. As you lift, engage from the pelvic floor, through the belly, up through the crown of the head, rooting down through the feet. Exhale, fold. And then again, rise up, this time through a flat back. Inhale the arms up high. And exhale, hands to heart. Coming into your Utkatasana pose. Big toes touch, heels slightly separated. Sit on down, reaching the fingertips down towards the ankles. Tuck the tailbone slightly under. Draw the knees towards each other. Knees above the ankles if possible, as much as possible. And then reach the arms forward. Plug the shoulders into the back. Lift the chest. Sink the hips a half an inch lower. Inhale, the arms reach up high. And exhale, bring the hands down by your left hip, just twisting the upper body. Keep the hips where they are. Inhale, both arms lift up. Exhale, hands come down by your right hip. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, down by the left hip. One more inhale up. And exhale down to the right. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, hands to the heart and stand. Stepping the left foot to the center of the mat. Transitioning your weight onto that left foot. Toes pointing straight towards the chair. You're going to lift the right foot up from the mat and flex the foot, keeping the toes pointing down. So turn the big toe down to the mat. Lift the heel a little higher. See if you can lift it any more. Feel the back muscles activate. And as if you're standing down onto that right foot, keep the standing leg a little bit soft and bent. The strength comes from that lifted right foot. Find all of the bandhas and the strength of your mountain pose here as you lower any amount into Warrior 3. Luckily, your chair is right here, so you can bring your hands onto the chair. Turn the toes down, lift the heel high. And if you'd like to, you can stay pretty much upright here, just activating the back muscles. But if you'd like to really come parallel to the floor with the spine and the back leg. Now slowly bend the standing knee, step the toes down behind you. Inhale, the arms can come high or stay at your heart. Coming into your crescent lunge, the back heel is lifted. You can bend the back knee a little bit and sink down into the hips. Taking an inhale. As you exhale, lower the hands, palms face up, and straighten the front leg, bringing your weight into the back toes. Inhale, bending into your crescent lunge. Exhale, straighten the front leg, lower your hands, leaning slightly back. Inhale into crescent lunge. And exhale, coming into your standing pyramid. Bringing your hands to your heart center, bending into that front knee. We're going to lower the hands to the chair, hop the back foot forward a bit so that your shoulders are above your wrists, and make sure your chair is sturdy. Mine's a little wobbly, but make sure you can bring your weight into your hands. Now stepping the left foot back to meet the right, draw the belly in, find the length from your feet up through the crown of the head, that active engagement of the abdominal muscles. And see if you can lift the right toes up an inch from the ground. And maybe the left toes. Remember, your shoulders are over your wrists. Coming back to this plank pose, slowly drop the pelvis towards the seat of the chair, and then start to lift the chest. And this is upward facing dog. So engage your legs to lift the back of the hamstrings up, lift the heart, and bring the chin down towards the chest. Lifting yourself up and back through downward facing dog, widening the feet, soften the knees, and let yourself rest in assisted downward facing dog pose. So you can turn your toes in, heels out, bend one knee and the other. And then both knees bend so that your belly rests on top of your thighs. Slowly walk your hands down the mat towards your feet and come again into ragdoll, forward fold. You can wiggle your feet closer or wider. Knees bent. The belly is connecting to the thighs like a sandwich, very tight. Then grab opposite elbow with opposite hand. Let your head relax and shake your head yes, no. Relaxing the head, neck, and shoulders. Slowly release the arms. Pull the belly in, and we'll rise up once again into mountain pose, stepping the feet together, rocking back and forth from the toes to the heels, widening the soles of the feet on the mat. Big toes are close, heels are slightly apart. Sink down into Utkatasana once again, lowering the hips down. Try to not let the knees bend forward, but try to keep them above the ankles as much as possible. Weight is in the heels. Bring the hands forward. Plug the shoulders back, lift the chest. Slide the tailbone down a little more towards the heels. This time we'll lift the hands up towards the sun. And then bring your hands to heart and stand. Stepping the right foot up towards the chair. Bring your weight into that right foot and establishing the strength and the connection down from the back of the left leg all the way through the spine. Lift the left foot up, turn the toes slightly down, and then lift the heel a little more. And if you want to come further into this, you can place your hands on the chair and really lift the heel as high as you can. Activate the back muscles. Make sure the toes turn down, keeping a slight bend in the standing leg. Find that standing mountain pose in your spine, in your entire body, from the left foot all the way up through the crown of the head. And then slowly step the left toes to the back of the mat, coming into your crescent lunge. You can start with your hands at your heart or bring your arms up alongside your ears. The back heel is lifted. The heel is above the ball of the toes, so your toes aren't turned out at all. Keep the knee slightly bent, so you're facing straight ahead with the whole left hip, knee, ankle, everything in alignment. Taking an inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down, straighten the front leg, leaning back, and as you lean back, really press into the back toes to lengthen up. Exhale, lower back down, bending into that front knee. Inhale, lift, 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 as if you're a rocket ship lifting through the crown of the head. Exhale and lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. As you root down, you're lifting up. And then as you exhale, lower into the lunge. Bring your hands down to the chair, and you're going to slide the left foot forward so that now the weight's in the right foot. The left foot is light behind you. Make sure that you have your wrists under your shoulders. Very important. You're solidly stacked here. Then you can step the right foot back, holding in your plank position. Lift your right toes from the floor if that's accessible. If not, just stay where you are. Lower. Lift the left toes up, challenging your balance and your core. Lower. And we'll come here to upward facing dog. So shift forward, shoulders come beyond the wrists a little. Lower the hips down to the chair. Slowly start to lift the chest, slide the shoulders down the back. And then lift the back of your legs up towards the sky. You're active through the legs here. Chin can come down to lengthen the back of the neck. And then slowly lift up and back into your downward dog at the chair. Adjust your feet. Soften your knees. You can bend one and the other. Then bending the knees. Let the hands come down to the ground. Let your head relax. And then we'll bring the hands to the low back. So bringing your hands to the low back, you can interlace your hands or just let them rest on your hips and letting your head hang freely. If you'd like to interlace your hands, squeeze the shoulders together and maybe lift the hands up off the back. It's up to you, however deep you want to come into this. Slowly release the hands down. Draw the belly in and slowly rise up. Stepping your feet together. Finding mountain pose once again. Close your eyes and rest. Tuning in to the breath. You're going to step the left foot up towards the chair. Bring your hands onto the chair and slide your right toes back a little bit more. Bringing your hands to your hips, lifting up to your crescent lunge. Arms can rise up overhead. And then we'll open to warrior two, pivoting the back heel down. Letting the shoulders drop down, turn your gaze to the left fingertips, maybe widen your stance a little bit. Draw your awareness down into your feet. And then we'll turn the palms up, bend the elbows down towards the waist, and lift the chest. Lift the shoulders up on an inhale. You turn your chin more towards the center, shoulders up, and then squeeze the shoulders down and release at the bottom. So inhale, lift the shoulders to the ears. Exhale, palms reach back, thumbs back as you squeeze and press down. Two more. Lift on the inhale, engage back and down on the exhale. And one more. Inhale and down, exhale. Keep the chest lifted and open. Shoulders slightly drawing back. Open the arms wide. And then bring the right hand to the hip. Reach the left arm forward and up and back into reverse. Slowly cartwheel the hands down to the chair. and lift the back heel up. We'll slowly come up and lift the back leg up as you come into a kind of a semi-warrior 3 inhale. As you exhale, we're going to round the spine, bend the standing leg, and tuck the right knee behind the left. This is a Jiva squat. Inhale, reach the right leg out any amount, lift the chest and chin, straighten the standing leg. Exhale, bend and round in. Tuck the knee in behind the left knee. Inhale to reach, and exhale, squat. Inhale and reach. Exhale, squeeze it in. Then we'll step the feet together. Keep the knees bent low. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Arms by your side, standing in mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, hands slide up the shins, reach the chin forward. Exhale, hands to the chair, step the left foot back and then the right foot back, holding in your plank pose. Now this is optional for coming into up dog. You want to slide the shoulders forward, drop the hips to the chair, lift the chest, engage the backs of your legs to lift the backs of your knees, and then lift up and back into your downward facing dog. Softening the knees, bending one and then the other. And then release the hands to the ground. Let the head fall on down. Ragdoll. You can grab opposite elbow with opposite hand or bring the hands up and back behind you. Slowly release. Round your way up. And step the feet back together for mountain pose. We're going to step the right foot up towards the chair. Hands to the chair. Slide the left toes back. Widen your stance here as much as you can. Back knee is a little bit soft, and you can rise up into crescent lunge. Hands can start at the hips. If you'd like to, arms can come up alongside the ears. Slowly open into your warrior 2. Placing the back heel down, wiggle the feet a little wider so that the front heel is in line with the back arch. Front toes, so right toes pointing straight ahead, back toes parallel with the back of the mat. Looking directly over the middle finger of your right hand. Press the right knee open a little more, drop the shoulders down. And then we'll bring the palms up and the elbows in. And then bring your chin to face center. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, squeeze them back and down. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, shoulder blades together and down, opening the chest and shoulders. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. Let's do one more. Inhale and exhale. Palms stay up and open. Turn. Open the arms wide once again. This time the left hand comes down to the hips. Right arm reaching up and back to reverse. Taking a breath into the side body. And then we'll cartwheel the hands down to the chair. Bring the hands down, lift the back heel. Make sure your right foot is solid on the floor below. And walk the hands forward, lift the left leg up behind you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round and crunch in, Jiva squat. Standing knee bends, left knee tucks behind the right. Inhale, open, uncurl the body, reach open. Exhale, curl it in, chin to chest. Inhale and reach. Exhale, contract. Inhale, open and reach. Exhale, squeezing it in. And then step the left foot next to the right. Sink the hips down. Both feet on the floor. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, stand, hands at heart center. Now we're going to step the right foot back, and the heel will be on the ground. So if you look back, the right toes are pointing up to 2 o'clock. And you'll bring your hands to the hips. Slowly start to hinge forward. And come as far down as you can without letting the hips rotate open. So keep the hips both at the same level, fingertips at the same level. Pull the hips back. Reach the heart forward. The front leg can have a little micro bend in the knee. Now, if you'd like to, you can let the arms float back, shoulder blades squeeze together, pulling the low belly in, reach up through the crown of the head. You can always bring your hands to the chair if need be. And then slowly lower the forehead down, hands to the hips, hands to the chair, or hands to the ground. Your forehead might rest on the chair. If you want to avoid that, you can wiggle back and let the forehead come towards the shin. Bring the hands to the hips and slowly lifting yourself back up. Inhale, the arms reach up high. Exhale, hands to heart. Slowly transition the weight and step both feet forward. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lift halfway, hands to the shins, chest forward. Exhale, fold. Rise up, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Stepping the left foot back. Make sure that the left toes are comfortable, your hip is comfortable, both hips shining forward. Left toes at 10 or 11 o'clock, right toes directly ahead. And slowly hinge at the hips. Any amount coming forward, softly bending into the right knee. You can stay here, hands on the chair, or lift the arms up and back behind you and really fly with the chest, lifting through the heart. Stretching long through each vertebrae. And then when you're ready to, hands to the hips or chair, and lower yourself into your fold. Letting the forehead rest on the seat, hands on the seat, or rock the hands down to the floor, and forehead comes down towards the right shin. Draw the right hip back, and try to pull the left abdominal muscles in so the left hip comes forward. If you put your hand on your low back is flat rather than tilted. So try to really even out the hips here. And then slowly walking the hands back up, hands to the hips, and stand. And you can step forward. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, hands slide up the shins, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold. And then we'll rise up once again. Inhale, arms high, and hands to heart center. Standing in mountain pose, regaining the breath. And we'll take the chair and just spin it around. And facing the chair, give yourself a little room, like an arm's length between you and the chair. I'm just going to face you now. You're going to take your left ankle and cross it over the right knee, softening into that standing leg, hands to heart. You can stay here, or with your hands on the back of the chair, you can slowly lower down any amount. Just sink down into the hips. If you'd like to, you can slide the chair forward and come further down into more of a fold. You can let your hands come to the ground, fingertips to the ground. And slowly come on up, hands to heart, step your feet together, and you can march it out. And we'll take the other side, so you're still facing the chair, taking the right ankle over the left knee. Let the knee open to the side. You can flex the right foot. Bring your hands to your heart. Soften down into that standing knee. And you can come any amount into your forward fold or just stay here. So you can slowly just sink down, elbows towards the ankle and shin. If you'd like to, release the hands down towards the ground, letting the head drop. And coming back up, hands to the heart. Step the feet together, march it out. And then you can slide your chair off to the side, off of the mat. Widen your feet and just start to let the arms swing side to side. Feet can stay planted, or you can lift up as you come side to side. You can make this as big of a movement as you'd like to. And just letting the hands knock into the body. Let the arms be super heavy and the hands just kind of whack you across the back, on the shoulders. And then come back to center. Slowly letting yourself come to center. Very gentle mountain pose this time, letting the arms just hang by your side, feeling the energy release from your fingertips. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lift halfway. And then exhale, we're going to lower all the way down onto the ground, onto the belly, resting the forehead on the hands. Alligator pose, crocodile pose. Flatten the tops of the feet. And just rest. If you'd like to, you You can lift the feet from the floor and just let them knock side to side. And then bringing your arms by your sides, palms facing down, pressing the tops of the feet into the ground, lift the kneecaps, and then lift into locust pose, Shalabhasana. Arms lift up by your sides, shoulders draw back and down, collarbones spread wide. With each inhale, you try to lift a tiny bit more, never jamming into your back. Feel as if you're lengthening the low spine down and lifting forward through the chest. So you're stretching the spine. And then lower and bring your right cheek to the mat. Let your heels separate, your toes touch, and relax. In a passive neck stretch. Come back to center. Engage your legs once again. Draw your shoulders together, arms by your side. And lift through the chest. This time, if you'd like to lift the feet from the ground, Shalabhasana, locust pose. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, lift through the heart. Each inhale, tiny bit more, lifting and maintaining that height on the exhale. And then lower and dropping the left ear to the mat. Relax everything down. Turn your forehead back to the ground. In front of you, bringing your arms, stacking your hands under your forehead. Slide your left knee out to the side to about hip height, and then slide your left foot out so it is a 90-degree angle to the knee. And you can let yourself rest here, or you can come up onto your forearms into a bit of a sphinx pose. And this will add a bit of compression into the low back. So we're creating compression in order to release it after, but if it feels at all any pain or anything like that, just keep yourself on the ground. And you can let your shoulders relax. And then lower yourself back down. Straighten both legs behind you. Rest your forehead on your hands. Slide your right knee out to the side. Lift your right foot slightly so your knee, ankle, hip are at a 90-degree angle. And you can stay here with your forehead on the ground. You can turn your head to one side or the other, or you can come up onto your forearms, drawing your elbows in, creating a bit more compression. And let everything just kind of sink in to the ground. You're not active or engaged. It's more of a yin pose. And release yourself down, sliding the legs back together slowly, and relax. Coming on up onto your hands and knees, crawl the knees forward, and we'll take pigeon pose or deer pose. What we normally do is deer pose, where we slide the right knee forward and sit on over onto the hips, so your legs form two angles to your side. So the back knee and foot, the foot can be as close to the hip or far away as comfortable, and then the front knee can come up any amount, or the front foot can come up any amount. And then you'll kind of turn your torso towards the right knee, and you'll walk the hands forward and let yourself rest. You can explore different angles. Just find an angle that works well and let yourself rest there. If you'd like to do pigeon, hands on the floor, turn to face the floor with the hips and straighten that back leg back. The front knee is bent and the right heel is in towards the groin. You can slide a blanket under your hips and then come down any amount. Usually the elbows on the floor is enough. Wherever you are, let yourself notice the breath, ease back into a comfortable, natural rhythm of breath. Scan the body for any tension. And slowly walking your hands back up. Slide your legs back together into tabletop. And if you'd like to circle the right knee out a few times, or tuck the toes behind you and just rock back and forth to release the knee and the hip. And then back in tabletop, slide the left knee forward, sitting on over to the left hip. And find the comfortable position for your back leg, the comfortable angle for the knee. And when you're ready to, start to walk the hands in any angle that feels good for your hip. Stretch and let yourself just rest. Your arms can be straight or your elbows on the ground. And again, if you want to take pigeon, just tuck the back leg, come on up onto the hands, and you can slide the blanket under the hips for support. And come down onto your forearms. Once you've found the position that's right for you, allow yourself to breathe into the low belly. Follow the rise and the fall of the breath in the body. And then coming back up, slide the blanket out from underneath you. Slide your left leg back, and you can tuck the toes under and just rock back and forth, or you can circle the knee around. And then we'll crawl forward. Take your blanket with you and come onto the back. And slowly lowering yourself down, You can use your blanket as a pillow, or you can put it over your hips. And you can come into your Shavasana, or if you'd like to take any last poses, you can hug your knees in and rock side to side. Take a happy baby, maybe, or just take a couple side twists. Whatever feels good in your body. This is a minute or two where you get to choose what your body needs. If you want to come straight into your resting pose, you can let your legs come straight down the mat. You can bring your chair back underneath your legs if you want to end the way we started. And when you're ready to, everyone in Savasana, feet wide, arms out by your sides, not touching the body. Take up space. Turn your palms up towards the sky. Close your eyes. Rest and let go. If you'd like to receive Reiki, just say, I allow myself to receive Reiki now. Say that in your mind. Imagining the light of the sun flowing over and through you, filling all of your cells with light and warmth and health. And slowly come to one side, curling up into a ball. Whenever you're ready to, deepening the breath and moving the body in any way that feels comfortable. And gently pressing yourself up to a seated position. Keeping your eyes closed, your hands at your heart. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Gently let it out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose and let it out through the mouth. And you can take a third breath or join in the sound of Om. Inhale. Om. Thank you all for joining in from wherever you are. Namaste. I hope to see you soon.